Hey guys, my name is Rajiv Rajaram and I am with Kent State University. I'm here to talk to you about case-based entropy as a measure of diversity. I'm sure you're wondering what the heck that means.
What does that mean? Actually, I can answer that question. My name is Brian Castellani and I'm his colleague. But first, let's get the Prezi up. So, as we said, I would give you an introduction to the motivation. I'm Cowboy Bri, Rajiv's colleague. Here we have fired up the Prezi, and we're taking a look at some things. The main motivation for us over the past several years has been this idea of cases and complex systems. Based off the work of David Byrne, we've been exploring this idea that cases can be modeled as complex systems, and alternatively, something we've been working on is the idea of modeling complex systems as cases. The result has been this approach which we call case-based complexity science or case-based modeling, as you see here. Case-based modeling is this attempt to use the latest developments in computational and complexity science method to model complex systems, as I said, as a set of cases, particularly when dealing with large databases. One of the issues that we became quite interested in our work is this notion of how cases are distributed within a complex system. By this I mean there are multiple types of cases which take multiple trajectories within the system. How do they cluster up? What are the dominant and minor trends? Here you see, for example, the phylogenetic tree of life. As you move from the left to the right, you move from bacteria all the way up to us human beings. And as you see, each of these constitutes a phylogenetic type. The idea here is that for each of these types, you also have a frequency of cases, right? There's far more bacteria in the world than there are human beings. So you get a natural distribution of the diversity of complexity based on a distribution of types relative to the frequency of cases. And we see this in the social sciences as well. You could do this for income. Here's median household income in the United States for 2012. Your types are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As they're distributed across the country, these 6 types, and there is a frequency for those types of occurrence. And so you get a case-based distribution of diversity in a complex system. Going back to our Prezi, however, the problem is, how does one formally measure the distribution of diversity in a complex system when thinking about different case-based types? Well, there actually happens to be a literature on it. It comes out of the fields of ecology, thermodynamics, and information theory, connects to the work of Shannon and biologists and ecologists such as Lou Jost. And there are a variety of measures that exist. There's Shannon entropy, there's Simpson index, there's the Berger-Parker index. Despite these different indices, one is confronted with a series of challenges when going to try to measure the distribution of diversity within a complex system. You've got this issue of actually, how does one measure true diversity? What does that constitute? Secondly, how does one know when one is increasing or increasing in the true diversity within a system? Third, can we do so in a way that is intuitively understandable? For example, Shannon entropy does not initially make intuitive sense. Fourth, can we do so in a way that is scale-free so that we can compare the distribution of diversity across systems from galaxies to genes? And then finally, can we create a measure that allows us to look at different portions of the system and the distribution of diversity within them relative to the total distribution of diversity in the system as a whole? And it's with that that I turn it back over to my good colleague Rajiv, who's going to give you a better idea of how this measure that we've developed works, which we call case-based entropy.